Hello, thank you for watching Wasabi Aquarium channel. In this video, I will explain on how to grow Microsorum and Bolbitis beautifully. For many beginners and viewers considering to start a planted aquarium, Microsorum and Bolbitis may seem to be an introductory aquatic plant that is relatively easy to grow. However, from customers of our shop and viewers of the Wasabi Aquarium channel, we have received voices that Microsorum and Bolbitis don't grow so well, or the leaves don't turn out beautifully. So, in this video, I will explain points on how to grow fern-type plants beautifully. Normally, they are thought to be low difficulty and are beginner-friendly. However, if you try to grow them extremely beautifully, it goes in depth. It doesn't necessarily mean it is difficult, but there are definitely points that you must understand. If you don't incorporate the points, the leaves may turn brown. In worst cases, they can get fern disease or take time to grow. It will be a troublesome process. Especially in this season, during the summertime, if you don't pay attention, the Microsorum and Bolbitis will worsen in this condition easily. So, in this video, I will explain 3 points on how to grow Microsorum and Bolbitis beautifully. The first point is water temperature. The second point is water flow. The third point is density of leaves. If you just get these 3 points, for the most part, around 80%, you will succeed. So I will explain in order. The first point is water temperature. As for many fern-type aquatic plants like moss, they are very vulnerable to heat. This season is quite troublesome. If you already have an aquarium cooler or air conditioner, you won't have an issue. However, for those who have not prepared water temperature prevention, this season is rough. For planted aquarium, if you maintain a 24 to 25 degrees Celsius water temperature on average throughout the year, you will have no issue. Including plants we are introducing such as stemmed plants and foreground plants, even if you accidentally turn the AC off and the water temperature rises to, say, 27 degrees Celsius, it would be acceptable to an extent. The plants won't immediately perish. However, for fern-type aquatic plants, this will be a sensitive area. If high water temperature around 28 to 30 degrees Celsius occur, the plants will immediately ruin their condition. You must keep the water low and low temperature. As for water temperature of planted aquariums, I have created a video in the past and I have linked it down in the description box below, so please check it out if you are interested. Next on water flow. As for this point, it is important for aquatic plants other than Microsorum and Bolbitis. Appropriate water flow evenly is important. As with the previous point of water temperature, water flow is a sensitive area for fern-type plants in comparison to other plants. If the water flow is stagnant or too weak, the plants will upset their condition, so you have to create an appropriate water flow. For you to get an image of the strength of the water flow, grasp it as the leaves gently shaking. You might think it is a little too strong, but for fern-type plants, water flow where the leaves sway is not an issue. To create an appropriate water flow, having an external filter that matches your aquarium size is quite important. If you use a filter that is a class or 2 below, and the filter is too weak for the size of your aquarium, the water flow will lack quite apparently. It will be an issue for fern-type plants even though other plants may not have an issue. A point to be extremely cautious of is that the filter media is clogged and the water flow is extremely low. The fern-type plants will weaken before you know it. So you should frequently check the flow amount by putting your hand near the aquarium intake. If the flow is too weak, I think it is good if you immediately clean your filter media. We have created a video on how to clean the filter media, so if you are curious, please check it out from the link in the description box below. Next is the third point, which is on the density of leaves. This is a little bit related to point number 2. When you leave the plants alone, the leaves will increase in number, resulting in the water flow to worsen. This goes for Microsorum and Bolbitis and all rooting type aquatic plants. The condition will become bad, and this will lead to sickness. So, you will need to thin out the plants appropriately. For stemmed plants, they will grow up to the water level, so you can tell by looking that they are overgrown and you can trim them. But for fern-type plants, it is quite hard to tell. The density of leaves will gradually increase. Of course, there are cases where the leaves' length become longer like stems. But rather, it is more common for the density to increase. If it is too dense and the leaves are overflowing, they will break their condition and they will get fern disease in worst case scenarios. We have a video on how to thin out plants, so I hope you check that out as well. The method is easy. Put the scissors in from the stem and cut the leaves off the stem. It's good to do it appropriately, like so. There is no issue for you to really go in deep and trim it. You might think it is wasteful since you are losing the amount of plants, but you have to secure water permeability. Then the light will reach out to the inside and a new beautiful leaf will grow out. So I hope you trim it without worrying too much. I hope you put the scissors in the stem and trim it. If it is troublesome to put the scissors through each leaf, you can stick your hand in and pull out the leaf. Just keep in mind to not make the aquarium too crowded and dense, and make sure to appropriately thin out the plants. We are considering creating a video on fern disease as well, so I hope you can wait for the next installment. I finished explaining the 3 points now. You might think, I already practiced these 3 points, yet my Microsorum and Bolbitis are not in good condition. Actually, these points are the basics of the basics. These 3 points are the very first steps to follow by. For those who still have an issue, have other causes. In the introduction, I said that the 3 points will solve your problem by 80% chance. But the probability of the 3 points not helping your situation might be higher. There are other 2 additional points. If you take care of these 2 points, your Microsorum and Bolbitis will be in almost mint condition, so I hope you listen to these additional points as well. The first point is the oldness of the water. I think you all regularly change the water of the aquarium. However, when there is no algae and almost too beautiful and the fish are all healthy, you might extend the span of water change. Or you might be extremely busy and not change the water as frequently as you'd like to. Fern-type plants will worsen their condition when water change span is extended. It goes the same for other plants as well, but fern-type plants absolutely love new water. Aquatic plants like new water, so water that is too old will not be good. If your plants were still not in good condition after practicing the previous 3 points, consider changing and giving the plants new water. If you change the water once a week, make it twice. And if you haven't changed water in a long time, change it immediately. The metabolism of the plants will improve, and fern-type plants will improve their condition. The next point is water quality. This is also a very vital factor. Your plant might be in extremely good condition at first, where the leaves are soft, but as time goes on, it might not sprout so well, or the leaves might immediately become brown. If this is your case, the water quality might have hardened. Fern-type plants definitely grow beautifully with soft water. It is the same for other plants as well, but this is especially true for fern-type plants. As for the water temperature and water flow that I previously explained, other plants will benefit from your practice as well. It is just that in some scenarios, fern-type plants are extremely sensitive in these areas. So, if your aquatic plant is not in good condition, even though you cleared the 3 points, please reconsider the water quality. Please check it using GH or TH reagent and just think about softening the water. This improvement will drastically change your fern plants for the better. When your soil becomes old and the water becomes hard and more alkaline, the GH and TH levels will rise as well. This is a must-check point. As for the water change point I talked about, this is related to water quality. If the tap water at home is hard water, changing the water will harden the water in the aquarium. Please adjust the tap water first and lower the hardness and turn it into soft water before changing the water. By doing so, every time you change the water gets better, thus making the growth better as well. These are the points. The previous 3 points and the additional 2 points. It became 5 points in total, but if you practice these 5 points, your fern-type plants will definitely grow to an almost perfect condition. Of course, the intensity of lighting and CO2 injection are related, but if you check these 5 points first, I think you will be able to recover your plants. It does require time for your plants to recover, but if you prepare a good environment, they will become healthier and energized, so I hope you take these tips into consideration. As for the fern-type plants, many people like to use them in this season. As I've explained, fern plants are weak to the heat, yet people use them in the summer. The paradox here is quite difficult. The fern-type plants do appear to be cool and breezy, especially for Bolbitis. If you look at the half-transparent green leaves, it will give you a cool impression. So, many people use them in the summer. You might want to use them in this season, but you might find it hard to improve their condition. So, I hope you use this video to solve your problem. For the Microsorum and Bolbitis that we introduce in this video, if you have any questions or tips that you would like, please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. We won't be able to respond to the comments immediately, but for fern-type and low-light plants, we will create videos as a series installment. If we receive similar comments, we will create a tips video in response to your questions. If this video was helpful, we will be happy if you subscribe to the Wasabi Aquarium channel. We would like to create videos that solve your problems, so I hope you keep on watching our videos. I will end this video here. Thank you for watching.